Previously on Ballistic Pursuit, a game of hide and seek as Jason has his sights set on a black impala.
In blonde grass, you wouldn't think a black animal could hide, but it's amazing how much he hid. So it was very successful on my first hunt, the black impala.
Plus, not a dry eye can be seen as the Ballistic Pursuit crew reaps a thank you for their donation of meat at a nearby home for the disabled.
It doesn't take a whole lot to feed a person in South Africa. It takes nothing at all. I mean, we will spend $6, $7 on a cup of coffee. This would feed these people for a week. Rand versus our dollar, it's just the conversion rate. You can help somebody in need.
Jason, Carl, and the crew waste no time hopping on board with today's game plan with Terra co-owner Rainier Von Tonder at the wheel.
50 yards. You see him?
Oh, I do see him.
The Nyala is an antelope native to southern Africa. Only males have horns, long and light-tipped, something that would wind up tipping off Jason and the crew as they continue to stalk the Nyala.
I've really got nothing but horn. Here, I'm like right on top of him. He's got a female behind him.
Jason's persistence eventually pays off.
He should be right here to the left, yeah.
After taking the shot, the crew go on foot to investigate.
There's a horn. Hang back. Hang back.
It's a clean shot.
God, he's beautiful. He's got ivory tips.
Jason kneels down in gratitude and pays his respect to the Nyala.
Thank you. Wow. They're so much prettier than I see in pictures.
And worth the wait.
Boy, this stuff it's all thorny and it's really tight. And it's
Real thick.
I mean, he could get in that stuff and stand there and watch you drive by. You'd never see him.
Yep.
Which is weird because he has funny colorations. There's oranges and yellows and whites. And he's darker than most of the stuff around. They blend in so well.
We were a second away from driving right past him.
Yeah.
Saw the tip of his horns sticking out of the heavy brush and slammed on the gate.
Wonderful. Where do we want him? Beautiful animal. Now I'm hot.
Jason Wilson and Brandy Crawdow are both with Lucid Optics and live in Wyoming.
When I visited South Africa, the people are special. The land is incredible. It's an adventure of a lifetime that will be hard to even come close to touching again.
On this trip so far, both have harvested an impala and adapted to the different landscape while on the hunt in South Africa.
It is a little bit different, I mean, and the same. We are able to take, longer shots because we can see a long ways, just like we did in the plains of South Africa. But when we go hunting at home, we are there for deer. So you go where the deer are, and that's what you do. You hunt for deer, and that's all you typically see is deer. Well, in South Africa, that's not how that works. The animals aren't just in one little zone. They appear whenever they feel like it, and it's whatever it happens to be. Where you aim on a South African animal is different than where you do at home. When we hunt, it is still taking a life. And so you have to thank them for that, because we hunt for food. We don't hunt for fun. We hunt for food. So you have to take the time and show your respect to that animal. Thank them for the food you're about to have.
And things are only heating up as the day wears on. But coming up next on Ballistic Pursuit,
you have to be the voice. They can't speak for themselves.
Find out how Terra Wildlife provides a voice and refuge for not just lions, but other animals in need of safe harbor.
Lucid Optics presents Ballistic Pursuit, sponsored by Shaw Barrels, proven precision.
Send it. Center punched it.
Terra Wildlife is teeming with animals, but they're not just limited to the grounds these sportsmen roam. Terra also serves as a sanctuary for not just lions, but other big cats like this white tiger. And some of them even step up to make their mark and help raise money to help house and feed all the animals that land here, including this bear whose shelf life in public entertainment venues expired some time ago. And they're in good hands.
You have to be the voice. They can't speak for themselves, so I believe you have to be a voice for them. And like I said, if it's your passion, I believe it's your purpose then as well. Find your passion in life and you know your purpose.
During a few moments of downtime, Matt Shawless with Shaw Barrels and retired Army Ranger Jim Gilliland interacted with some of the baby felines, with Jim putting his nursing skills to the test. End result, he's more handy with a rifle.
So we got to feed caracals and lion cubs with bottles, and Jim was feeding one and dropped the caracal on a lion cub.
Yeah, that happened. Like, from a standing, holding the caracal very lovingly, and it was like a ninja caracal that just like shot out of my hands. And it was, I tried to get everything I can to get it over to where the lion cage was, so it was padded in there, and ended up landed like on top of the lion cub too.
Terra Wildlife provides an up-close and personal experience with these animals for all guests. Caring for these animals is not for the faint-hearted.
That's the thing, you have to have that mental diversity, I suppose. That the thing is, you want all of them to survive. And sometimes you sit with a week or 2 weeks with a baby that's sick, and you think he's going to get better, and he does. For a day or two he's better, and you have this hope, yeah, he's going to make it, and then he doesn't make it. So obviously you're heartbroken and you feel like a failure. But once again, we don't have that right of life and death. At the end of the day, that's not in our hands. And but still, we try our very best. Even me, I'm like that. I always joke and say, no, I'm going to decide for him when he wants to give up. And I tell him, you're not giving up because I will decide when you give up. But no, all in all, sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. And it's an emotional part. It's not a lack of feeling at all. So, but you have to know the difference. It's you tried your very best, and that's all you can do.
It's a 24/7 job.
It's not a field trip. Most days it's like really hard. But you get your playtime as well, and it's quite good for the soul. I'm a very deep person, so being around the animals, that's my life. And being around animals, you can actually learn a lot. They teach us a lot. If you're open to it, they will change your life.
Yeah, they definitely care about their jobs and the animals a lot.
So you actually spent more time than anybody else with the lions. Like, there were several days that we were going out hunting or whatever, and the trucks were full, and you hung back and played with the freaking lions all day.
I got to bottle feed a couple and fed a couple.
And those here at Terra Wildlife hope to clear a few things up.
Conservation and species, all kinds of species. We know hunting, we know poaching, especially on the lions in the wild. So here at Terra, we have our lions in captivity, that's right, and in the rehab. So we're also looking in conservation part for them. So we have to be a voice, education for people, educational purposes. So yeah, by saying be their voice, I'm just trying to say that be educated about a species. don't always think it's a lion and it's dangerous, and people tend to, something they don't understand, they're threatened by. If you have knowledge about something, you're not afraid of it, and people and animals can coexist.
It's not just the animals here at the sanctuary being sheltered and fed through the work and hunts here at Terra.
Because it's not only one guy that's helping me skinning animals or helping in the lodge, it's actually that whole family of 10 people. So in the beginning we have like 15 people working for us, and now we only have 5 or 6. And it was so sad to tell them we can't afford, we can't help. Now with your hunters coming in, it's just amazing. We can just, and the education.
Most of the needy families and orphanages and schools and everything, they rely on the harvesting of animals to provide food for their family and friends and children. Some of that comes from the local farm, some of it comes from the hunting operations, but when you are actually here and you get the opportunity to harvest an animal and make sure that that food goes to those needy families, it's a special occasion. It goes to the whole story of what actually happens here in Africa. Nothing goes to waste.
It is humbling, and it's amazing to think in some small way that I've been able to help that community, you know, through being able to bring clients to Tara Lodge, being able to facilitate that. It's phenomenal. The people that we've been involved with, they love what they do. They have the deepest desire to share it, and we look forward to being able to share it with each one of you.
I would love to help our people more and our animals that are really in need of helping or to get in out of worse situations, you know, and to close that breeding farm, to close those people down that's not doing the right thing. I'm inviting people to come into my family, into my home. And that is it's not a 5-star lodge, but it's my home, and with all my lions and all my people, wonderful people working for us, we're like a huge family. And that is what we want to offer.
Up next on Ballistic Pursuit, a creature that has a unique penchant for uprooting crops and wreaking havoc here in South Africa and abroad, and how this American crew is lending a helping hand.
Sponsored by Federal Ammunition, Every Shot Counts, and Shadow 6 Consulting. Perfect your craft.
Any hunt, any range. Go farther with Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. Match accuracy at extreme range. Bonded construction for deep, straight-line penetration. Consistent expansion where other bullets fail. It all comes together in the best hunting rifle round ever made, period. Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. No limits.
Visiting South Africa was a dream come true for Lucid Optics CEO and founder Jason Wilson.
Leaves a guy speechless. It's really, really difficult to articulate. I'm hoping that the rest of the film and stuff we put out on the show showcases some of that a little bit, because words do not do it justice. They can't. It's just not possible.
Jason says traveling here is possible and more affordable than you may think. While COVID did slow things down here in South Africa initially, it's now back to business and adventure as usual.
Our situation in South Africa and Africa, we have a lot of workers working for us, and well, they're like family as well. And like you said, COVID has been like really tough on everyone. So exposing Tara and our animals and what we do here and in tourism, it's going to be great for everyone. It's a learning experience for the people overseas, and come see our heartwarm people over here. Come see the culture, come see the animals, and have a taste of Africa, see what it's all about. And the animals, especially the animals, because we're all about the animals.
Just to experience the wowness of Africa through a lion's eyes. You can hear the lion when you sleep. You will hear it in the morning, in the evening, and that itself is absolutely amazing. And then we can experience all the plains game. Your kudus, your oryx. I mean, God created this beautiful, beautiful animals and species, all with their different, it's not only the lion, but they all have their favorite uniqueness.
Warthogs, known for their nasty tempers and aggressive nature. These feral hogs have plagued farmers globally, uprooting crops and much-needed resources here in South Africa and abroad. But on this day, the Ballistic Pursuit crew are equipped to help South Africa with this nuisance.
Good, that's a good one too.
Well, thank you, CJ.
Okay, he's down.
Appreciate it.
Carl Belling with Shaw Barrels manages to take out the first warthog of the day.
He's got some good tusk on him,
He
too.
does have a good tusk on him.
The young males have those mustaches.
They're almost 200 yards away. So, pull up, get the gun ready. Jim got me my distance.
Matt Shawless, also with Shaw Barrels, follows suit as he takes his turn at the bench, eventually also taking aim at a warthog.
How far is it, Jim?
120. Set off the engine up.
That's a really good one.
Now.
Well, he's moving. Just wait.
And Matt steps up. He's like, that's one of the things I wanted a warthog. So he gets over, we gets up, we get a range, we get set up on him, and as we're setting up, he turns sideways, and we're like, okay, there he is, get him. And then right before he pulls the trigger, he turns and starts going up. He's like, now what do I do? And I'm like, Texas heart shot, baby. I've seen it before. I was like, put one in him, we're good. Put one in his ass.
Smoked him.
And so, sure enough, he puts, gets him on the walking away or whatever, and just turns him off. Nice warthog. While we were up there, we did some glassing, we did some looking around, whatever, and we found this little group of hartebeest, red hartebeest. And so we're like, and we started looking a little more, and there was one guy in this herd, and he was amazing. I've seen a lot of hartebeest, on mounts and friends talking about them, whatever else. And they're beautiful, beautiful colored animals. But this one was like a really, really dark red. And not only did he come up and turn back, but the tip of his horns turned out. And it's one of the signs of a really mature male is when their horns start turning out on the end. And so, we talked about it and we're like, well, really kind of looking for a springbuck.
Coming up next on Ballistic Pursuit.
And we see them, and we're getting up on them, and we're trying to maneuver on them, and we get looking through, and finally, like, that's a good one, that's okay one, that guy right there, that's probably the one we want.
Jim continues his pursuit of Africa's swift-footed national animal, the springbuck.
Sponsored by Crown Safari Group and Tacticam. Share your hunt.
The Houston Safari Club is for anyone who likes to hunt.
It's for the love of the outdoors.
Is to give all of us as individuals a voice.
Ever wanted to hunt whatever, wherever in the world, somebody in the club has done it and can point you in the right direction.
We have met some of our very close friends through Houston Safari Club.
I love the Houston Safari Club.
I love the Houston Safari Club.
I love the Houston Safari Club.
Join the Houston Safari Club Foundation to increase your knowledge of the hunting world.
A successful day for the entire Ballistic Pursuit crew, to say the least, but that pesky springbuck continues to plague Jim.
Everything that we had been looking for is just running we're coming into all of these different species, all these different animals, and we're actually getting a little bit of time to just watch them a little bit and see the herds move and just watch the majesty of Africa happen in front of us. It's just amazing. Even more amazing is the springbuck getting away from us, because I don't know how this is going to happen. But it happens over and over again. We're whether we're being a little bit too advantageous, getting a little too close too fast, or whether we're not fast enough and they move out of sight. But it's all day we're hunting hard. And, we have lunch in the field, and we're kind of licking our wounds a little bit, and just enjoying the majesty of this whole place, because the people we're hunting with are just amazing salt of the earth people. The landscapes are so beautiful. The sky, I can't tell you how blue the sky is here. It's phenomenal down here. And so, I kind of have this moment where I'm like, it's going to be okay. There can be another trip. Even if we have to only come down here for this, I kind of accepted myself, I swallowed my pride, I humbled myself down and be like, it's okay to let this one guy get the best of you, because that's what makes it hunting. It's truly what makes it hunting. Because if they just stood there and let you take care of them, they'd just be shooting. We can shoot anytime, any place. But the hunt has been absolutely amazing.
So Jim let go.
And then I kind of look over to the edge, and there he is. This little spring buck is hanging out with the blessed buck. And we start looking some more, and then there's another one and another one. And then there's like a little group that's over there. And there's this one little guy in there. Get a range on him, and we're at 437 yards. Now, when I said this animal is not very big, these are fairly small animals. You know, and we've had so much luck with these rifles, these scopes, the ammo we're shooting. Everything is so accurate and has been so good to everybody that's used them. You know, and I was talking to the PH, and I was like, really, yes, I can take this shot. I absolutely feel positive that I can do this. You know, we shoot long-range competitions, and we shoot, we train. I think I can do this with no problems. I really wish we could get closer. And he's like, well, maybe we can. He said, but it's late in the day, and this is day 4. He said, I think you can do this too. Fair enough. So we get up, get set up on him. Range this guy 5 or 6 times just to absolutely make sure that everything is correct. We've got the perfect range. The wind has completely died down. There's almost 0 wind now. Our data lines up to what we want. We turn a scope, check it, recheck it, parallax is set. I mean, it's like, where has this guy been for the last 4 freaking days? You know, what they like, hey, we don't like you anymore. You need to go stand in. Tell you what, we'll give you a bunch of springbuck dollars if you'll go and stand in that one spot. I don't know, but checked up on him, got set where I wanted to, 1 shot, and he just absolutely dropped him. And it was the perfect end of the perfect hunt in the perfect place on this continent of Africa. It was amazing.
And so was the sweet taste of victory as the crew sampled meat specially prepared by Chef Nancy and the cooking staff this night.
The springbuck carpaccio. Probably because I chased that little joker all over for so long, but that springbuck carpaccio was probably the greatest thing I have ever put in my mouth.
Coming up on the next episode of Ballistic Pursuit, another first for some of these American hunters as they get a bird's eye view of the grounds below. Plus, Jason gets his shot at a golden wildebeest.
Closed captioning brought to you by Houston Safari Club Foundation. We hunt, we give.
The special needs orphanage was a Have. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. Incredible facility with incredible people. Any little bit helps.